Hi, my name is Sean Gillen. I'm a data analyst for Adventure Analytics, and today we're going to be looking at the three-point shot. The three-point shot is boring and repetitive. Every team plays the exact same way. This is a quote from Colin Cowherd from his show, The Herd on Fox Sports. And this is kind of the sentiment around the NBA these days, is that teams are taking too many three-point shots, or the game is all three-point shots. The idea of teams going up and down the court and shooting threes, and that's all they're doing. That's kind of the perception right now. Or if it's not the perception, it's growing as the perception. So we wanted to take a look into that data and see, are three-point shots, how much of the league's offense is three-point shots? Are they taking more attempts? Just see where the data stands. So we'll start with a little history of the three-point shot. It was implemented in the 1979-1980 season. It was originally set at 23 feet, 9 inches. It's been moved twice, once in 1994 and 95 to 22 feet, which is the college three-point line. And then again in 1997-98 season at 23 feet, 9 inches, moving it back to its original spot. So how much is the three-point shot a part of the offense? And this is a graph that shows the percentage of the league, how much of that was three-point shots. And you'll see here we start at 1979-80, less than 5%, go up to 2022-23. It's gone up to 40%. So there has been a huge uptick in the amount of three-point shots. How much of that is a part of the offense? So in the early days, it was rarely utilized, like I said. So for comparison, in the 1979-80 season, 7% of the San Diego Clippers offense was three-point shots, and they had the most attempts out of every team in the league. Now, if you go to 2023-24, 47% of the Boston Celtics offense was three-point shots, and they had the highest amount of three-point attempts taken. So it just shows you how much the three-point shot has taken over, or is starting to take over. It's become almost half of a league's offense. And in 2023-2024, the last full season, 39% of the league total was three-point attempts. So really showing how the three-pointer is coming to be a very integral part of a team's offense. So let's take a look at the three-point attempts all time. And the 10-year change from 2013-2014 season to the 2023-2024 season is a 57% change. So 57 teams are taking 57% more three-point attempts than they were in 2013-2014. And then the 20-year change of that is 123%. And then the all-time change from when it was introduced in 1979-1980 is 1,626%. Teams are taking, since its introduction, teams are taking 1,626% more three-point attempts. So let's look at the three-point attempt versus the two-point attempt, and how have they crossed the threshold of where three-pointers shoot more than two-pointers? And while the three-point shot is up, the two-point shot is down 17%. So there is starting to be a decline in the two-point attempts made, while there's a rising, degree of three-point attempts attempted. The three-pointer hasn't passed it yet, but you can kind of see that they're kind of moving towards each other, and they haven't crossed the threshold yet, but we are getting closer and closer to that. So let's look at the actual shooting percentages. Have those gone up? And unlike three-point attempts, three-point shooting has stayed stagnant. From 94 to 95 to 2023-24 seasons, shooting percentage has only fluctuated between 34 and 37%. So between 34 and 37%, that's pretty much where the league three-point shooting average is at. And it hasn't moved and had a major improvement since the 1995-1996 season. So we also want to look at individual teams and in their individual seasons and make a metric called 2-point, 3-point differential. So basically taking 2-pointers and subtracting them by their 3-point attempts. And if you get a negative, you have more 2-pointers shot. If you have a positive number, you have more 3-pointer shots. So you can see here that the 2017-2020 Mike D'Antoni led Houston Rockets were the only 3 teams in NBA history to shoot more 3-pointers than 2-pointers. You can also see here from this graph, these are the top 10 teams, and all of them are from the past 5 years. So you can really kind of see how teams are really valuing the 3-point shot over the 2-point shot now. All right, so conclusions. So while the 3-point shot has risen in its use substantially since its introduction, it's still less than half of a modern team's offense. Most of the game is still played from under the 3-point line and in, with layups, dunks, and then 2-point field goal attempts. 3-point attempts are on the rise and could take 2-point shots if the trends continue. So if things keep going the way that they are, if 2-point shots keep going down like they have been, and 3-point shots keep going up, there could be a time when the 3 points cross that threshold to where they're the dominant shot, but today is not that day. And then stagnant 3-point completion percentage with a high use of attempts could be the contributing factor to the criticism of the 3-point shot has been shooting. So since teams are shooting more, but their percentage of making them has not risen, I think there's some sort of lament in fans because they're seeing more misses. And when you're watching an NBA game, you want to see the highest of the high. You want to see players making their shots. You want to see up and down the court action with, volleying where teams make shots. And when you're kind of seeing teams go up and down the court, and there's a video of this where it shows like teams going up and down the court where they're just missing 3-point shots and that's all they're trying. But that's kind of like led to it. Now, I think if they were making more of them, I don't think that people would be as frustrated. That, I think people would really be less harsh on it. So those are the conclusions. That's what we came up with for the NBA 3-point shot. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy. We're going to do more of these. I'm going to really try and comment. If you have any comments, I welcome all criticism as I'm new at this and I'm just getting my feet wet. But I really appreciate you taking the time and watching this video with me, and have a great day.